Hey everybody, this week's Torah portion is Parshat Shemot. We are about to begin the second book of the 5 books of the Torah. Now, interestingly, if you look at all of the 5 books in the Torah, each one has a title which makes sense except for the second book. You see, the name of the first book, for example, is Bereshis, which means in the beginning, because it discusses the beginning of humanity, the beginning of the Jewish people, and so on and so forth. Let's say the name of the fourth book. The fourth book is called Bamidbar, which means desert, because it discusses what happens to the Jewish people in the desert. The only one that doesn't make sense is the second book, Shemos, which means names. It discusses the names of the 12 tribes, and that's why it's called names, but that has nothing to do with what goes on in the book, because the entire book is about the slavery in Egypt, the 10 plagues, the exodus from Egypt, the giving of the Torah, the building of the tabernacle, and so on and so forth. That has nothing to do with the name of the 12 tribes. So why is it that we call the name of the book names? So our rabbis tell us if you want to understand this, you have to understand a little bit about the Hebrew language. Hebrew is different than every other language on this planet. In English, for example, if you take a word, let's say bookcase, like this bookcase right here, it makes a picture in our mind of a bookcase, but really it doesn't have to be called a bookcase. We can all get together on planet Earth and say we're going to start calling this a frog from now on. Because the word, all it does is give you a mental picture of what we're talking about. It doesn't tell you anything about the properties of the item. Every language is like that, except for one, and that is Hebrew. You see, in Hebrew, every single word tells you something about the item itself. So I'm going to take a little example here and show you something really cool. This word is lev, which means heart, like the heart that's in your chest. Okay? Now, encoded in this word is something about the heart itself, and I'm going to show you what. If you take these 2 letters and look at the 2 letters in the alphabet that come right before them, you'll see something really cool. The letter right before bet is Aleph, and the letter right before Lamed is Kaf. Now, if you take those 2 letters and put them together, you get the word Ach, which means but, or however. I would do this, but I can't. However, so-and-so. So it is a word that contracts. It makes it less, it reduces what's going on in the sentence. Okay? Now let's say you look at the letters that come right after these 2 in the alphabet. So what comes right after Lamed? Mem. Right after Bet? Gimel. You put those 2 together, you get the word Gam, which means also. I will do this, and I will also do that. It expands. So the word that comes right before these 2 is a contraction, and the one right after it is an addition, or an expansion. Now what does the heart do? It expands and contracts, ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. Right? So within this word is a hint to what the heart does. And every single word in the entire Hebrew, in the entire dictionary in Hebrew is going to be like that, where if you look at the word and you know a lot about the alphabet, you'll be able to figure out what it is that this item does. What's its purpose? And our rabbis tell us it works the same way with names. You see, every single name has encoded in it everything you need to know about that person. And if we carry that over to the 12 tribes, we're going to find that within their names, the 12 names of the 12 brothers, encoded in that was everything that was going to happen to the Jewish people, from the slavery in Egypt, to the 10 plagues, to the giving of the Torah, to the building of the tabernacle. All of that was encoded inside the names of the 12 tribes. And that's why the title of the book is called Names, because within their names was everything that's going to happen to the Jewish people, which was really a microcosm. What happened in that book is really a microcosm of what's going to happen to the Jewish people throughout history. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about this, we're actually going to be giving, God willing, soon a series of classes going through the alphabet and explaining each letter and what it means, so that you can really take any word you want or any name you want, decode it, and figure out why it's called that word, or why this name is called that name, what is it in this person's life that we can figure out from the name. And it's going to be really cool stuff. If you're interested, come over to me and let me know, or send us an email or something like that, and we'll be happy to include you in this beautiful project we're about to embark upon. Until then, on behalf of Makar, everyone have an amazing Shabbos.